Good morning, and welcome to Sunday, July 12th. I was at the church earlier today, and I'm feeling like I'm in a time warp because when I was there, I picked up all of our craft and things that were set out for when we were supposed to meet last, and it was a St. Patrick's Day lesson. So there were rainbows, and there were shamrocks, and there were green markers, and it was crazy. And now we are after the 4th of July. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. Let's see, my wow so far this week is that I got to have brunch with my mom, and that was fun because we haven't really had a chance to just sit and talk. And my POW, my prayers, going out for health, balance, and peace in our world. That is it. And today we are going to focus on uniqueness, and today's question is, what is God? The unity principle states that God is the one presence and power in our universe, and it's God, the good, omnipotent. So, I already answered our question for the day, but I will continue with our lesson anyway. Our affirmation for the day is, I am the radiant life of God. Now, the word radiant means bright and shining. So you are shining God's life of God. You're the shining life of God, basically. So if someone smiles at you, they are shining God's light at you. And if you smile back, you are shining God's light back at them. My dog is talking, and it's not good timing as I'm really about to do my meditation. So let's try it anyway, since this is about the 4th time I've tried to do this. So go ahead, close your eyes, sit up straight, get your spine straight, quiet your mind, your body. Go ahead and close your eyes if you would like. Take in a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. Then let it out through your mouth. Relax your body further by taking another deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. And one more time, taking a deep breath. Hold it and release. In your mind's eye, see the brilliant sun shining on a clear blue sky. Slowly, see the bright sun rays. As you look at the sun, think about how radiant it is. It lights and warms the earth so well that plants and animals grow and grow. Remember that it takes a lot of different sun rays to make our brilliant sun. Now notice one special sun ray. Imagine that you are that one sun ray that helps to make things grow. Feel how bright and radiant you are. No matter what, you are always ready to shine God's loving warmth to the earth. Think about this question. How do you feel sharing your light as a sun ray? Continue to imagine your light and the light of all the other sun rays touching the earth for a few moments in silence. Now, become yourself again and imagine the sun is really God, and all the other sun rays are all the other people, animals, and things on the planet. Notice how you feel knowing you and everyone and everything on the planet is also a part of God. And gently come back to this time and place. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers, shrug your shoulders, and open your eyes. How did it feel knowing that you were a light as a sun ray? I think it's pretty relaxing and kind of fulfilling. All right, I need to check my notes here. Yes, so that meditation is going to get us in mind for this story. Now, you may remember this story actually a little bit. We've talked about Moses before, and how his mother put him in the basket and floated him down the river. And you'll remember the reason they did that was Moses was an Israelite, and he was born in Egypt. And at that time, the Israelites were slaves of the Egyptians. So, let's see, as Moses went down the river, the Pharaoh's daughter found baby Moses and then raised her as her own son. And when he grew up, Moses married a girl named Zipporah, and her father was named Jethro. Now, this story starts off where Moses is taking care of Jethro's sheep, and I will read it to you. It's called, it's the burning bush story, but it's a little bit more detailed than what we have done before. So, I will read this to you. One day, while tending Jethro's sheep, Moses led them far into the desert to the holy mountain of Sinai. The flock was quietly grazing when suddenly the Lord appeared from the middle of a bush that had burst into flames. But as Moses looked at the flames, licking and crackling among the leaves, he saw that the blazing bush was not being destroyed by the fire. Then Moses heard the voice of God calling him, "Moses, do not come any nearer, for you are standing on holy ground." At this, Moses put his hands over his eyes, for he was afraid to look at God. "I have seen how my people are suffering in Egypt, where they are treated as slaves," said the Lord. "I will free them from that cruel country and give them a land of their own, a land of flowing with milk and honey. You, Moses, must go and bring my people out of Egypt." "But how am I to do this?" asked Moses. "I will be with you," said the Lord. "You must tell the Israelites that I am the God of their ancestors, the God of Abraham and Isaac, and they will follow you. Tell them that God, whose name is That I Am, has sent you. You must go to the Pharaoh and ask him in my name to release the Israelites. He will be angry and refuse your request, but I will curse Egypt and cause such horrors to fall upon the land that Pharaoh will no longer defy me, and he will let you go." "But what if they do not believe that I am sent by God?" "Moses, what are you holding in your hand?" "A staff," said Moses. "Throw it to the ground." And Moses threw down his staff, which instantly became a serpent writhing in the dust. "Now lift it by the tail." As Moses picked up the snake, it turned back into a wooden staff. "Now look at your hand," God commanded him. And Moses saw with horror that his hand was covered with running sores. "Look again." And Moses looked, and his hand was smooth. "But Lord, I am slow of speech," said Moses. "Then your brother Aaron shall speak for you. Now go, do as I have told you, and I will be with you," said God. So there's some interesting things happening. So let's look at our questions about that. First of all, what was happening in this book? Well, there was a lot of things happening. First of all, there was a bush burning. And then after that, God talks to Moses and says, "Go free all the Israelites from Egypt." That's one thing he did. And then after that, he turns Moses' staff into a snake, gives his hand sores, turns the snake back into a staff, and then his sores are gone. It's amazing. So, anyway, what did the voice tell Moses to do that was in the fire, which was God? He asked them to go and free the Israelites, as I recall. And let's see what other questions are we going to talk about. How do we know that the voice is God? He says, "My name that is that I am." I am are two very powerful words in the English language, actually all languages. So you want to make it positive, whatever follows I am. So just a little sidestep there. Now it asks me, what happened to Moses' staff or his walking stick? Well, God or Jesus says, "Throw it on the ground." So he did, and his staff turned into a serpent or a snake. And then he says, pick it up by its tail, and it became a staff again. Kind of weird. Now, what is God? As you might recall this from the beginning part of our lesson. In Unity, we believe that God is all good and active in everything and everywhere. That is true. I have to look and see where we're going next. Oh, yes. Our craft today, we were going to do it together. Now, if you have a brother or a sister at home watching this with you, you could do this project together and make it a group collage, or you can do it on your own. What it is called is God is Everywhere. And you can use magazines, you can use feathers, you can use markers, glitter, anything you have in your crafts. So this is the one I did. Whoops, there go my glasses. I wrote, there we go. I wrote God is here, and then I put, oh my goodness, let me zoom it in there a little bit closer. Around the edges, I'm going to have to put it over here. It says, God is everywhere and everything. God is the one presence and power, the good omnipotent. God is love. God is a cooling breeze on a hot day. God is a spring rain and the changing leaves of fall. That was just my view. And then I did this sunshine, and I put the sunglasses in there because, you know, I am a child of God and I was being playful. And I made a bird with real feathers, and my sand is actual sand. And then I went into my craft area and I found all sorts of great stuff. I found some sunglasses that are actually a pin, and I found a seashell and an old earring and some stickers here. And, you know, I love the beach. So I did a picture of God being everything at the beach. It says a warm summer sun, the great outdoors, family, friends. God is everything and everywhere. So this was my example of that. Let me take a peek here. Okay, so again, our affirmation is, I am the radiant light of God. And you are. It's their inner light shining out on you. Now I think together, let's do the prayer of protection. And we always do this one. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Yay, God. Now, as you go into your next week, remember that you are loved, special, and important to me. Namaste.